Welcome everyone to Chessmas TV episode 317. Today we are enjoying psychedelic fractals. Yes, the green screen has arrived and it's working. Today is December 17th, 2016. We're going to play two simultaneous chess games today. Looking forward to that. Let's get started before we really go crazy because the background's kind of affecting me. Okay, so what do? We go over here. And now we're even more lost. Now we go over here. Okay, it's kind of working. We're going to play with a friend and pick up somebody in the chat to play with. We're going to play 5 plus 5. I think that's a reasonable amount of time because 2 games at once is pretty intense. Rated, of course. We don't want to waste our time with an unrated game. So let's throw this link out in the chat. Someone wants to play with ChessWhiz. And then we will also go to a new tab and do the same and see if that's a good way to play 2 games at once. This is different from a simultaneous exhibition because we are constantly going to be playing 2 games. As soon as we win a game, we'll move on to another, and I don't even need to worry about what happens if we lose a game because we're not going to lose a game. So green screen working well. I think maybe the background behind me wasn't working too well because of the bit rate of the video. The stream is lagging a lot. So see if this fixes it. How is this working now? It says there's no dropped frames, so interesting. We're playing chess here. Let's play a French defense. I don't have my headphones. That's why everything's so weird. Fortunately, I have my headphones right here. That's why I can't hear the chess pieces move, so I'm looking in the camera now. Plug this into this. Bam. All right. So we got that going. We got an exchange French here. Over here, it's also my turn. We're going to play. I got black on both sides. We'll play a double king pawn opening here. So we've got 2 games of chess going simultaneously. I fixed the bit rate. So apparently I can't be streaming my psychedelic fractals. It was too much. I'm going to play this way in the exchange French. Over here, we've got a standard king pawn game. Shiyoko piano. Let's just play bishop c5, see how this goes. 2 chess games simultaneously should be good. So he's played knight f3. I'm actually going to play knight e7, which mixes up the symmetry. The reason is his bishop has no good home now. It can't move here. Obviously, you get taken for free. It can't move here because after f6, it's also doing nothing. So I've kind of given that bishop nothing to do, and I'm so pleased about that, just entirely pleased. We're just in a standard Shiyoko piano here. c3. I'm going to play... should I play c6? I'm going to play here. Give my bishop something to do. d4, pawn takes, check. This is all book, in case you're wondering. Hello, Flicker Alex. How we doing? My hair is in the time. Perfect. So when it goes to 0, I'll feel it. I'll be like, no, I'm running out of time. My hair's on fire. Literally. Over here, we've got this check. I think the move is to take that and then play d5. Interesting tactics here with queen b3. This is all still book, so you don't really have to think about it. But if I get my knight out here, then queen b3 hits the knight and hits the f7 pawn at the same time. So you got to watch out for that. So let's take that bishop and then play d5. Knight d2, I've got the same. So I like my position here with the knight on f5. It seems like it's pretty powerful and effective. Hello. Hello to everyone saying hello in the chat. Now knight ce7. It's kind of a tricky piece of notation there. So he's not moved his bishop out. Interestingly, I could now play knight f6, and he, while his bishop can't pin me, it's not in the vicinity. It's kind of tempting, actually. It's quite a balanced, drawish kind of position, where not much is happening. It's hard to play it badly. Knight f1. Okay, so he's coming this way. I think that's fine with me. Play queen d7. It's actually common to use this rook in this kind of position because the queen side is not going anywhere. I'm being asked how my week was in the chat. Not sure if I want to disclose that. Not sure. I do have an iPhone, though, and so I was bombarded with messages yesterday, I think, or perhaps 2 days ago, that the new Super Mario Run was released. It's Nintendo's first foray into iPhone games. And I have to admit, it was definitely an iPhone game. It definitely was. At first I was confused. I was like, is this an iPhone game? And then I was like, yes. And now that I've finished that, I played it. I downloaded it and played it. And you want to know what I thought? I think I'll go over to this game. It's more pleasant. So I'm going to move here and just give his bishop no happy house. That's a very interesting set of knights there. I guess I better go make a move over here as well. I'm thinking about one of these locations for the bishop, but I don't want to lose my b pawn. So I'll play queen. I think I can get away with queen c7 here, and then I can move my bishop. Seems good. So I played Super Mario Run for the iPhone. I would recommend it, but it is kind of a waste of time. I did collect all of the coins in the trial version, and then I decided not to spend $10, which is what they want to charge for the full version. Simply not worth it to me. Now I want to play Bishop e6, actually, just because I've got this pawn pinned. But on the other hand, I don't like that kind of thing against Bishop e6. So let's just play the bishop back here. Oh, that might cause a discovery problem here. No, I think it's fine because the queen's covering that. Okay, I could take this. I think I'll just play my original plan, though. I would love to play queen g4. If my queen could jump, that would be pretty fun. We'll have to try a variant like that, where the queen can jump. So yeah, there were 3 colors of coins in Super Mario Run, but you can only run in Super Mario Run. You cannot actually play Super Mario, so it was quite disappointing. It's designed for the iPhone, so you can only tap or not tap. Perfect for iPhone users, because when they look at their phones, there's only one button they can push, which is the home button. Very, very, dumbed down. This kind of Mario is perfect. You can't move left and right. You can only, ooh, interesting. You can only, I think queen f4 is going to save me here. I think that's the move I'm going to play, queen f4. Oh, but I could block this pin off. I think that's even more tempting. Yeah, I'll play that move, because if he takes this way, which he has to, then the queen can just capture this way, save me some time. You can only move to the right, and then the button makes you jump. So there's only one button. It's so perfect for iPhone users. It's just one button. Oh, we're playing chess over here. I think I'm going to take this guy with one of my things, and then I can play queen g4. So tempting. Should I play it right now? I don't know if I'm getting anything out of this, though. Like winning, for example. I don't think I'm getting any of that winning that I love so much. I like this position. I don't think he should have traded what he traded there, which was 2 pieces for that rook and pawn. The extra pieces seem pretty useful to me. I have this pawn blockaded. Got an extra bishop for heading out this direction. I still have my rook. 1 rook, better than none. So I like this position. There's a comment in the chat. Let's see how that game goes for Android users. I could trade queens here, but of course I don't want to trade. Could also take this, but the queen's hanging. So let's do some threatening. That would not be a good move, though. Let's do some threatening. This move is going to threaten the f2 square and put a lot of attacks on e5. I think it's going to be pretty powerful. Right here, the knight's coming down. I'm not scared of this at all. I don't think Super Mario Run's ever going to come out for Android users, because Android users use such complex phones. Their phones have all these buttons, like a back button, and yeah, I don't think that a single button gameplay is going to be right for them. They're too advanced. They've evolved. A spot for my queen. This spot. I like that it hits the d pawn there. So you've got a trade. I might just take this. Can't do much that way. Yeah, interesting attack right there. It's my turn over here. He plays check. Oh, Chess Whiz, you fell in a tarp. You definitely fell in an Akbar tarp. That was a mistake. Nice tactic there. So let's rewind a little bit and watch that pain in slow motion. So queen needs to cover the e8 square. So maybe this would have been a better move. I wander away, and now I've lost my queen. There was no way to avoid losing the queen. Let's protect the king here. That's my move. Yeah, I'm toast here. I'm 100% toast. Let's see what I can make out of this. I've got 2 minor pieces against the queen, and I'm short a lot of pawns. I've been short before in my life. It's not comfortable. It's better if you're tall. Jay Chosen says, if I had been the developer of that Mario for iPhone, I certainly would have given it better controls. No, I disagree. I'm very pessimistic regarding the abilities of humanity, and now my rook is trapped. And this is a different game, so I'm losing 2 games at once. No, I wanted to win 2 games at once. This is like the opposite of what I intended. But maybe there's a tactic where I can go here. That's a tactic, because now it's his turn. I wouldn't give it better controls, because I do think that 1 button is about all most humans can handle. And I think the game will be very popular because it is so easy. Sad but true. Most viewers of ChessWhiz TV are way above average because you enjoy something that most people try to avoid, and that is, put simply, thinking. It sounds kind of surprising that most people don't want to think, but look at it this way. Your brain uses energy when you think. Studies show, and by that I mean I'm making it up, that when you play chess, you burn more calories than if you just sit there with your eyes closed. And it's not because you're holding your eyes open. You're operating your brain, which is a thing. I'm going to take that knight eventually. While I run out of time here. This is so bad. But just like most people don't like to exercise their legs, for example, by running, most people don't like to think. You've got a few core weirdos who go out and run for fun. When they're done, they've come back to where they've started. And you're like, why did you do that? You're here now and you were here before. You have gained nothing. But in fact, they enjoyed the run because it used their muscles, their body, essentially. And chess is like that. So by watching this, by enjoying the thinking, you are among those few weirdos who enjoy using your brain. And it might seem weird to you that someone wouldn't want to do that, but actually most people don't. It's a chore to them, just like running is a chore for many people. I'm dead. I'm so dead, but this will help. Got a minute here. And down the exchange and a pawn. Nope, just the exchange. That's good. Over here I'm down a queen. That's worse. Not going well. Yeah, it actually came as a big surprise to me because I grew up in a family. Isn't that cool? A very cerebral family where it was just assumed that thinking would be your favorite thing to do ever. This is just awful. I'm going to resign this game. It's painful. Painful game. GG! Exclamation marks and perhaps an ONE at the end. Nice. Nice. Rook E8. Very nice play, Luca. I love it. Let's start another game here. We've got 2 games going at once. It's my turn over here, though. I don't want to run out of time. This game also is a pathetic game. Just down a bishop right now. I don't want to join or resign. I can't start a new game until this one is finished. This is awful. I want to. Yes, I can do it. I can do it. I'm going to find a way. Okay, Internet. How do you create a game while playing a game? There's only one way, and that's just to resign. So I'll resign. Good game. You beat me, but now I can play 2 games at once. So that was disappointing, definitely. I was down the exchange. I don't feel too bad resigning that because I would have lost either way because my opponent was so genius. So I've got 1 link here, and then we're going to play another game here. 2 links. So get ready, guys. Click these links. You can get into either one of these games. We're playing 2 games simultaneously. Second game is Never, N-E-V-V. There it is. Either link will do ya. Games against the Wiz. I seem somewhat distracted by playing 2 chess games while talking about Nintendo, so this is your chance to beat me. And we have Endless Go on one board. Let's play the... Oh, I can't decide what to do. This move is so strong. It actually super is strong because the bishop comes here and hits this, and when the knight comes out to defend it, you're like, bam, and you kick the knight away and win the pawn. Watch, it's going to work. Let's play the King's Gambit over here. Psych Chess. I love that. Love your username. And then I'll send him a little heart. Actually, whoops, I'll send him this heart. Very good hearts. My heart was sideways. Sorry about that. So watch this. Bam! B4. I just foresaw the future. I'm now E6. He's dead. And by him, I mean that pawn. This is not a move. Psych Chess. I love your username, but I don't love your move. Oh, my hand goes behind the board. That's not cool. See if I can fix that. If I take this way and then I check him, that's gonna hurt him. Let's hurt him. I like hurting people. Don't take that out of context, please. Transform to front. To front. What happens when I click to front? Order. Move to top. Oh, that really is the edge of the frame. Well, maybe I should move the frame over or something. And now I'm in front. Oh, now my shoulder covers the rook. Is that okay with you guys? Probably not. Okay, so this move is going to kill him. After he's dead, we'll see what happens. So both of these openings were just killer openings, if you're me. Otherwise, they're pretty deadly. Love it. Jay Chosen, you're too slow in the chat. He's like, can I play? I really want to play. So I put 2 links in the chat, but he can't get to either one before the quick mousers beat him to it. So I'm just owning up this game, just really winning. This pawn looks like it's out there doing nothing, but it's actually dominating the queen side, which I'd like to point to, but my hand goes behind the chessboard, which isn't cool. Now d5. So strong. It's just dominating, and it's defended by this bishop. How often do you do that? Every day. He's going to play knight f6, so let's get ready to checkmate him when he does. I think I'm just going to have to play back when he does that. Let's go here. The knight's ready to check. I'm going to play back. I'd love to fly my bishop out here, so we'll plan for that later with the company bishop jet. I don't mind trades. 3 attackers on c5. Impressive. That was in my plan. Seems perfect. Oh, everything seems perfect, and it's my turn here. So now should I play this? I should probably just play d5. So if I play this move, I mean d4. He is pinned, but am I gaining anything from that? He'd play here, take, nope, not that way, of course. Take, and he's got his pawn here. Or have I gained from that? I don't think so. I think I'll just bring the bishop in this way. Queen up, easy to defend that. Yep, d5, take. Oh, the chess is going perfectly. Another thing I did this week was I tried to read a book. Let's play the knight here. Oh, I'm just winning so hard in this game. It makes me happy. Winning is so much better than losing. I just can't even explain it. Can you figure out that phenomenon for me? I think it has to do with hormones, which comes from the Latin word whore and the other Latin word moan, which go together to make hormone. I've never understood that. Should I go knight c3? It's so tempting. Oh yeah, let's play let's do it now. No, yeah, no. Oh, it's like can't decide how awesome to be now versus later. Is he gonna fork me? Does it matter? Does it matter? I'll check him first. I don't think it matters. Okay, I guess I don't want to be forked. I thought I didn't mind, but then as it became more and more likely, I started to mind. I think this is a good move. I think that's a good move. Hope it's a good move. He's still got trouble. King on an open file. My king is relatively safe on this side of the board, but just the fact that it's on the queen side here in this area, it means if he's running to the king side, that means we're on opposite sides of the board, and I can really, really, really put all of my attention right up there on the king side. I've already got this open file. There's no pawns here, so rooks can be really powerful here, and I can easily open up these pawns in this area, and give him a lot more pain. So, in short, he's dead. Super dead. Is it my turn? Oh, it's not my turn there. I'm looking at that bishop like, that looks awfully free. Like, I should take that, you know? So I have now reduced this down to a chess position where I have knight against bishop. And I've got the extra pawn that I won on move 2. Should I open it up right now? This is actually threatening something kind of scary for him. H5 check. The bishop is only guarded by the king, and he can only take this pawn with his knight or his king. Not his king, that would leave him in check, and the knight is pinned to his rook, so he couldn't take that. When he leaves, I pick up the bishop this way, so there's actually a threat right now, not to mention that threat's coming up soon. Let's play here. Let's play here. This is such a powerful center. I'm not sure what to do with it. It's kind of like a person who suddenly realizes that they have a magic wand that does anything. I mean, if you realize that, you would know quite what to do at first. You'd be like, okay, so I should have $1 million. Wait, I should have $2 million. And then you're like, wait, I just realized $3 million. And by the time you've decided on the quantity, some time has passed. I mean, you're not going to realize all this instantaneously. This is how I feel with this center. I can do anything with it. Now it's under attack, so let's just leave him with a backward pawn. With cheating. I keep seeing threads in the live chess forums. They're like, my opponent cheated. Check, fork. He took my pawn with a magic bug. So I like doing that whenever I can now. Okay, this seems like a pretty powerful attack. Side chess. How do I finish him off? Here and here is tempting, but let's just continue to develop the pieces. It's a really good technique you should use, actually, is when you're like, you're so dominating him and you've got some powerful pieces around his king, you're about to checkmate him. Instead of just moving those pieces to slightly better squares to apply some threats, you should bring in even more pieces, because often the attack versus defense balance is simply based on the quantity of pieces in the area. If your opponent can't bring in enough defenders, then your quantity of attackers, which is so many, will end up checkmating him. And that's could happen here. You can see he's trying to bring in this knight. Now he's traded it off. That's a 1-for-1 trade. That's good. He cannot help defend with this rook, and these guys are kind of tangled up. So if I just add more pieces, then just by the sheer fact that I've got a great quantity of pieces sitting around, he's going to have a very hard time defending. I think I'll play queen here. I've gotten this pawn under attack. It's a very, very weak pawn. It can't move without extreme embarrassment. Okay, this is tempting. Not sure why I wouldn't take all the things here. Tempting to be cool and awesome, but I think I'll just be awesome and trade queens. I pretty much have checkmate like this, I think, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to try to get his bishop out of the way so that I can actually play that. And this square. I want it not to be under attack. Running a little low on time. That was the sound of my opponent moving here. Considering I'm ahead a million, it doesn't really matter what I do as long as I move quickly. Okay, I love it. I think he should have doubled up his rooks here. But either way, I'm picking up this b pawn, so now I'm ahead 2 pawns. So that backward pawn was key. And if you rewind a few moves here to this position, you can see he has a similar problem here. So a pawn that can't advance because an enemy pawn is covering it here. I've got the en passant trick, which is kind of French. Means that this is a great target for me. I pile up on it and he can't defend it with pawn, which would be a simple way to deal with his problem. Instead, he has to defend it with pieces, which is awful. Why am I even thinking? I know, let's bring more attackers into the game. Ha 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 ha. And so he plays this move finally, and we play the trade, but he has the same problem here, backward pawn. Whenever the opponent has a pawn that can't advance because your pawn is controlling the square in front of it, you should attack that pawn. It's a great target. Look how hard it is for him to defend this pawn. He has to make his rook very passive to make that happen. And now it's gone. Kind of like his hope. Now I need only to be smart. And I will win this game. This game I don't even have to be smart. Let's just leave that file. It was bothering me. Wait, does he have this move now? Throw this check. Oh, it's pinned. Oh, not so smart. Oh, great. Good. I'm pinned here. So let's get out of the pin. 40 seconds. You're stressing me out. This looks good. One more piece to checkmate him. Pick up the exchange. It's a real chin stroker. So I'm back to being ahead one pawn. I kind of blundered my A pawn. So this is like his crowning hope here. And it's hopeless is what I'd say. So my opponent finally resigns side chess. So GG, I'll say to him. He's already left the board. He's like, this Chesswiz guy, he's rude and he beats me at chess. I'm out of here. And which is true, both of those things. I especially beat him at chess, but I am also rude, which you might not notice at first. So you have to watch for a while to realize that, unless I just up and tell you. I consider it a key feature of my show. Sometimes people comment on the YouTube channel saying, you seem to be rude, Chesswiz. And then I say, duh. Ooh, don't walk into that. That would be painful. So I'm only playing one game right now. I'm going to try to play another game. Oh, look at that. A challenge from Rosin, but it's a 3-0 game. Not sure if I can manage to play that in such a short time. I'm going to play here just because it kind of stops him from being cool with his rook. I really want to advance up here and help this pawn to do its thing. I think I can get away with this. Just promoting this pawn. Let's play this Rosin guy. Now I'm playing 2 games at once. Look at me. You're having problem. I think this is a pretty big problem for you. Pretty big. This Rosin guy's fast because the time control is short. That this game won't take long. Okay, that one's over. One better than the hands-free checkmate would be like the screen-free checkmate, where you come back to the game and you're like, oh, you seem to be in checkmate already. And it's like you didn't even make the move. It's just they kind of checkmated themselves while you were gone. That is the perfect checkmate. You don't often get to do that unless you're doing something else at the same time, which I have to admit I'm not often doing that. Multitasking is bad for the brain. You might be under the delusion that multitasking is not bad for the brain. Oh, I lost my good bishop. Probably because I was multitasking. But actually, multitasking is an illusion. There is no such thing as multitasking. It's simply called task switching. Is his knight trapped? No, so should I even play it? If he castles kingside, I'd be ready. Better be ready to checkmate him, so let's get started on that. Let's get started on checkmate over here. Got another challenger. Wolf, I would love to play you, but I don't have time. Oh, whatever. Let's see, go to this tab and play that game. Okay, this is the last set of games right here. Last set of games, Wolf and Rosin. Then I'm going to have to go because I'm too awesome to have a long show. I'm already having a long show. Just we have to redefine long. B4 is a bad move. Why did you play it, Chesswiz? Because he's going to castle kingside. You're like, whoop, I'm over here. Another king's gambit worked so well last time. And then I'd better offer a queen trade. That's what I better do. because I'm just going to get checkmated if I don't trade. But this is a great knight versus bishop situation. What? What are the odds that Wolf would be the same player as Psych Chess? I think it's Psych because that's so cool. He doesn't want to trade queens. No big surprise. Let's play a rook lift. He's going to play f5, which I don't want to allow. I only have a minute left over there. I want all his pawns on dark. And there's no increment. So we've got a problem. We've got a clock problem here. Better switch to keyboard shortcuts. There's that closed up. Wolf, I'm focused on rosin. So if you're like, where's Chesswiz? It's because I'm focused over here. Oh, I'm going to take your knight while I win. Maybe queen b1. No, that'd be stupid. How do I get my knight here? It's going to be from this square, which is going to be from this square, which is going to be from this square, which is going to be from this. Okay, so here's the trick. I'm going to do it, right? That looks pretty good. Now, should I actually do it? No, this square's way better. I'll just go there. Get my other rook in the game here. This is a great position for me. Okay, what's happening to Wolf? He's trying to trade queens well behind. Appreciate that. What? This changes everything. I'm going to let that lie so I don't lose my queen. Oh, no. What's happening? Okay, something good is happening now. Block with the queen, I think. I'm going to play rook around this way. 30 seconds, no increment. This Wolf guy is so hard on me here with no increment, but I think this is going to work pretty well. I had a great position. I've got this pin here. $20 seconds now. I guess I'll take that because this is checkmate. Forcing a queen f8, I think, is forced. This is going to be good. Oh, bam, and then let's promote this. Yeah, not sure how I could lose this one. Everything's on white, man. What you gonna capture? Nothing. Okay, Wolf says it's my turn. Let's see. C3 looks good. Oh, what a move. He moved something to a white square. Promote this one. Wait, my laugh ended early. Hold on. Hold on, let's get this laugh corrected. Oh, it says game over. Let's see what it says. Oh, it's been a checkmate. I didn't even notice. I was busy being hands-free while looking at this other chessboard. Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed that checkmate. I don't have time for another game, but it was a great game. GG, and thanks. That was just ownership of that bad bishop. Just look at this. Let's rewind back to that bishop. As soon as he played G6, which was move 1, so let's just do this. As soon as he played G6, it's like, whoa, you're losing so bad because that bishop is going to be blocked in by everything. You shouldn't have all of your pawns in the same color square as your bishop. When I first read this in a book, it was Chess for Dummies, which is perfect because it was for me. I was like, what? That's not true. Then your bishop can't defend anything. Look how good his bishop is. It can defend this pawn, it can defend this pawn, and it could come over here and defend this pawn, or even this pawn. This is so good for the bishop. It can defend its pawns. But it turns out that there's more to life than defending your pawns. And in this position, besides the fact that he just wins my pawn for free, which is sad, the bishop is so bad. It might as well not be on the board. Of course, that's always an exaggeration, but exaggeration is part of the show. So That's actually why I'm able to win the games. Just that bishop. In fact, if he just didn't have the bishop, he'd probably win. He probably should have been like, let me see who's ahead here. And then we're like, whoops, there seems to be no bishop on the square. My dad would do that. He'd like at counting up the pieces that have been captured next to the board, and then you look down and your A1 rook is off the board. And he's like, no, I took that. No. Or he just hopes you don't notice it in the end game. You're like, where's my rook? But it's a speed game and you have no idea what happened to it. That's what he should have done for his bishop. That's what he should have done. Hopeless. Okay, so how much am I hit over here against Wolf? There's those, but there's these. Ooh, these are better than those. Okay, this won't take long. Said the monkey as he got his tail run over by the lawnmower. What an old joke. This won't be long. He says it won't be long now. That's what he says. The reason I tell you that is that someday you'll be old, like me, and you'll need some old jokes. So that might come in handy. You know the old one about the what are you doing? I'll just go here. Now I'm not pinned. So the knight's guarding it. And now you're like, no, he made a move. I lose. Pretty good knight. Pretty and good. This would be pretty clever. You could trade down with a flourish. Yeah, this is great. I'm reading the chat. It's way more interesting than you right now. It says, I used to watch people who would play speed chess on the street, and as soon as someone got super focused on the game, he would move the bishop like a rook. Cheating. Put it in your arsenal. It's a very, very good strategy. Another person says, hit the clock with your king. Hit the clock with your king. Oh, it's the same guy. Equals in check equals mate. Oh yes, if you leave your king in check, then you just lose. It's a good rule. More ways to lose is better. So multitasking is actually impossible. What you're actually doing is doing one thing and then switching to the other thing and then switching to the third thing or back or whatever. Your brain is not actually doing two things at once. You think that your heart is beating and you're... See? There's nothing else you're doing. You're just beating your heart right now. It's like JavaScript. JavaScript is single-threaded. You think it's multi-threaded because it has events, but it's not. So you're like, what? I can't do anything except one thing at a time. Oh, there's a callback. I'm stopping everything and I'm going over to this callback. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, learn JavaScript and then come back to me and say, oh yeah, that makes sense now. Life is like JavaScript. It's super ugly, and if you squint at it long enough, you'll get a headache. And nothing is strongly typed, so you can't do anything. You can actually do everything, but nothing you want to do. Strongly typed is the only way to program, and if you don't agree, then go away. It basically means you can add a bunch of bugs with very little effort. So it's a very good feature for programmers who need bugs. Some people are paid by the bug they fix. Like, you fix 3 bugs, so here's a bonus this week. Perfect. You should use JavaScript. Lots of bugs. It's really good for that. I've got all these knights. I don't even know what to do with myself. Is there a thing? See if there's a thing. Chesswiz.tv/ Is this thing hosted at Chesswiz TV? That would be good. Chesswiz.tv/ castle. I don't think it's hosted here. To look. It's not there. Yellow screen of death. All these knights. Winning is great. What is that sound? Am I getting messages somewhere? I don't know. That's interesting. I'm going to put my thing on ChessWhiz TV. That's what I'm going to do. The website. You know, you can go to chesswiz.tv and see what the next episode is going to be all about. Next episode, we're going to play a variant of Crazy House where, you know, last week where we played, where you had to add the pieces only to the opponent's side of the board. So it was pretty, ooh, remember that? Well, in this episode, we're going to play where you can only put the pieces on your side of the board, kind of like Stratego. And so it can be an aggressive piece immediately. It's unless the guy's king is already over there, which we did notice sometimes happens. And instead, you have to play kind of put the piece on the board first and then use it, which I think is interesting. This is such a good position for me because the pawn is guarded by the knight, which is guarded by the king, which is guarded by my mind. And so he really just can't break through at all. Meanwhile, all of the good stuff is on dark squares, so his bishop can't do anything either. He's pretty much second place in this game. Pretty much. I'm going to decline this challenge from Nico Sam. I would love to play you, but we're out of time. So what I was saying was there's something really good. Yes, have you played the game Stratego? In Stratego, which is a popular board game, you start out by playing a million pieces onto the board, and you choose their order. So this takes longer than the actual game itself. You're setting up your pieces, and you do it in secret, which means the little tent that's going to block what you're doing is going to blow over just by mistake when your opponent wants to know what you're doing. And then, oh, sorry, I sneezed, right? And then you set that up, and you set up all your pieces. But there's so many. It's 4 rows of 10, 40 pieces. And the game takes so long to play. How long? So long. It's like sewing. It's that long. Very boring also. However, there's a new edition of Stratego, which isn't very well known, but it's called Ultimate Stratego, and I would actually recommend it. Ultimate Stratego has a rule variant that improves it significantly. You only add 20 pieces instead of 40, and you just choose where you put them on your back 4 ranks. And I'm talking about this because we're going to play this crazy house, passive crazy house, where you add the pieces to your first 4 ranks, and then you get your 20 there. And then as you checkmate your opponent, every time you make a capture, you get to add another piece as a bonus. Or I think you can just use your move, yeah, also as adding a piece. So your army is deployed over time from your reserves. Much better game. And there's some other good improvements, like there's one unit that can move twice, which makes the game so much faster because otherwise you have to wait around for moves. It's awful. So 2 moves in a row, that's really exhilarating. So you should check out Ultimate Stratego. It also has a 4-player mode where it's 2 against 2. It's like, you know, capture the flag style. It's not like a great board game. If you want to play a great board game, ask me about that, but it's better than Stratego. Okay. A great board game. My favorite board game is Through the Ages, A New Story of Civilization. I think it's by Vlaada Chvátil, which doesn't sound like a name. That's just because I'm an American. Should I just take all his pawns? I have nothing to do but pawn hunt right now. Probably should promote this one. Why not? But Through the Ages, as the name implies, takes ages to play. I would say perhaps an hour and a half per player. And it can be up to 4 players, so yeah, that could be a while. Wolf Resigns, finally. GG. This felt like a game of Through the Ages. If you don't want to spend so long playing, then don't play it. Thanks for F5. I think that move 1, F5, was quite a blunderous move right there. Don't play F5. If you really do want to mix up the center like this, then you should actually play D5, which is a counter gambit, which is pretty fun. And if white captures this way, you can push your pawn here, and the pawn is actually quite a wedge in his position. I should make that blue. And if he captures this way, your pawn is here, remember, then you can check him and own it up because your queen can then go here check, and then here check, and then here check, and then here check, and pretty soon the Legend of Zelda has owned the chessboard. So that's what you should play if you want to play a counter gambit, is D5. Don't play F5. It's just bad. It's not even an opening. It's bad. So why am I all blue? Oh, you can see windows behind me. Oh, cool. Look at that. Lag, according to Smenevs. That's not a name. Smenevs. S.M. Nieves. Nieve means snow in Spanish. That's cool. He's like small snows. Cool name. Well, I don't know how to fix my problems, but next episode, the green screen will be even cooler. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you next time. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.